Hi friends, welcome to CR Digital Classes. Today we are going to understand about classification of ratio analysis. Before going to classification of ratio analysis, let us understand what is ratio analysis. Ratio is a proportion or a percentage. It can be in the form of percentage, or it can be in the form of proportion, or it can be in the form of fraction. So ratio analysis is one of the technique under financial statement analysis with which we can understand the relationship between one component with the other component. So this is how the ratio analysis will be helping to understand in depth with the financial statements. Then types of under classification, these are classified under the following like liquidity ratios, turnover ratios, profitability ratios and solvency ratios. Depending on the term, it is relevant, the functioning or the eligibility or ability of the organization performance can be understood differently. For example, let us look into liquidity ratios. What liquidity ratios are, how they will be helping, what can we understand with the help of determining the liquidity ratio. So liquidity ratio, the name itself, liquidity, that means the amount of cash or the ability of converting the resources whatever we have or assets we have into cash. So how far we hold that capacity, that ability. So it is the ability of a firm to meet the, why we require liquidity, because we have to meet the expenses, we have to meet the liabilities, especially current liabilities. So we have to have, any organization should have a capacity or good enough in efficient in solving or in meeting the current liabilities, that is in making the payments of current liabilities or short-term obligations. Then it is also have to have the capacity of meeting the obligations, that is payments, maybe with the salaries, maybe with the rent, or maybe whatever the expenditure we have to make it. So all is the, from these ratios the company, we can understand whether the company is having that ability to meet the expenses. We are talking about short term, to meet the short term expenses or not. So we, short term expenses, we call it as current liability. All the short term expenses will be recorded under the head of account or head of component of current liabilities. So ability of company in repaying, that is whatever debts we have, that is whether the company have the repayment. So debts here, maybe we take goods from the supplier, or maybe we take short term loan or short term finance. So all these things, the ability we have to recover those debts whatever we have taken. So by calculations with these ratios, we will be understanding whether we have that ability or not. Then also the liquidity position will let us in the short term as well as mostly with the short term, that is in the short period, for the short period whether we are able to pay that amounts or not. These liquidity ratios are categorized into current ratio, liquid ratio, absolute ratio, or acid test ratio, or quick ratio. So we can call it as absolute liquid ratio or quick ratio or acid test ratio. So here current ratio is first one, where we know we can determine the amount of assets we have and amount of liabilities in the form of ratios, in the terms of ratios, that is current assets and current liabilities. Next one is liquid ratio, that is liquid ratio helps us to understand the liquidity in the higher degree. So in current ratio we can understand what is the ratio we have, that is for every 1 rupee of current liability, how many rupees of current assets we have. When case of quick ratio, we can understand the higher degree of liquidity more immediately, how far we can have the liquidity. So with this we can, absolute is still super than that. So these are the levels of liquidity ratios, where current ratio is the first level, where we can understand what is the proportion of the current assets we have with the current liabilities. In the second thing, we can have higher degree of liquidity, that is immediately, how far we are able to how far we have the ability of holding the liquid. Then absolute liquid still more superior than that. That is the degree, the intensity of the liquidity we can understand. So next one is turnover ratios. Turnover ratio will help us to understand how far the effectiveness of the components or the resources are done. Whatever resources we are holding, whether we are able to use that resources effectively or not. With these ratios, we can measure that effectiveness. And also we can understand the efficiency of the assets we are having. How far the efficiency of the assets and liabilities are utilized. So with the help of calculating these ratios, we can very well understand about the effectiveness and efficiency of the resources as well as the assets and liabilities. So under this we have different ratios like capital turnover ratio, fixed assets ratio, that is working capital turnover ratio, inventory turnover ratio, debtors ratio and creditors turnover. So each one will let us know how far we have the ability. Example, let us take the debtors turnover ratio. With the help of debtors turnover ratio, we can understand how far we are able to collect our money within the given period. For example, the company is giving 90 days credit. So within the 90 days, whether we are able to collect our money to receive the organization or not. So this efficiency we can know. If really we are able to collect all the money from the debtors within the stipulated period, that is 90 days, then it is efficient. So how come we'll know? On the calculation of these ratios. Then next one is profitability ratios. The name itself we can understand according to in perspective of the profitability of each component. What is the profitability we are able to have? Maybe on the assets, maybe on the capital, maybe on the all of the things. So here the capacity, how far the business is earning the profit and maximizing the profits with its operation. What do you mean by maximizing the profits? So any organization's objective or motto is to earn profits. So not only to earn profits but also to maximize. How can it be possible? It can be possible only by the optimum utilization, effective utilization. So here also with these ratios we are able to understand the ability in maximizing the profits. So through the efficient and effective operations, business operations. Then we can also, these ratios will also show the profitability from the debtors, how far the debtors and creditors and employees. So these ratios will help everyone to understand, that is very well in depth of the performance of the organization. If the profits are good, then all the stakeholders will be satisfied, because everyone are interested to know what is the profitability the company is having, whether the company is able to have profits now and also in future. It should be stable. So all the stakeholders are very much interested and also concerned about knowing performance of the organization. Everyone will have their own interest. So under the profitability ratios, we have list of ratios like in relation to the sales. That is sales on sales, that is calculation considering the sales. What is the ratio? That is the profit. How much percent? Like example, 25% I said. That means 25% on sales. So in this way, we are going to understand the relationship between one component and the other component. Profit and sales. Net profit, gross profit. So here operating profit, net profit, gross profit and also other profit, operating ratio. So these type of ratios we can understand from the profitability ratios. Other than this, we also have ratios, that is we are very much interested to know about the investment. So the investors have invested, the owners are very much interested to know exactly what are the returns the company is earning. That is very, very important. The amount invested, what are the returns on the investment? What are the returns on the assets? What are the returns on the shareholder funds? So all these in detail. Because from the financial statements in depth, we cannot understand each component performance. That is the reason we are executing the ratio analysis to know the performance and efficiency of each component. So here the list on the relation to investments like return on capital employed, return on total assets, return on shareholders funds, and return on equity shareholders funds, dividend yield ratio, price earnings per share, how much earnings per share the company is getting. So these ratios will help us completely to understand profitability of the each component. And the final one is solvency. Solvency or capital structure or leverage ratios. Solvency is ability to recover, ability to pay, and that is capital structure. Capital structure is the combination of sources of the funds from where we are getting the capital. Then leverage. Leverage is borrowing. So these ratios will let us know in the long term understanding. That is, for long term, whatever borrowings we have taken, whatever loans we have taken, whether the company is able to pay that or not, or having the ability to pay, make all the payments properly or not. So solvency means ability to meet the debts, that is long-term borrowings, and also the firm is said to be solvent when its assets are more than liabilities. So in the short run also, like current assets should be more than current liabilities. In the long run also, assets should be more than the liabilities. Then the company is said that is having the capacity to pay all the amounts whatever it has to pay. So it will be also calculating, focusing more on the long term solvency. Then we have also list of ratios under these also. Again, each component we want to check what is the performance, how far it is working efficiently, like debt equity ratio, solvency ratio or total indebtedness ratios, interest coverage or debt service ratio, fixed assets ratio, proprietary ratio, debt ratio, capital gearing ratio. That is each one. Debt equity, what is the ratio of debt equity? We can understand with that. And solvency, and in the same way fixed assets, how far the fixed assets are working, that is the efficiency of the fixed assets. So each and every component we are trying to measure the performance. So ratio analysis, thus it will help the company in completely understanding and measuring the efficiency and effectiveness of each component. I hope this topic will help you in the preparation of the ratio analysis. And this question, that is classification of ratios question, can be expected in essay, or each one will be asked in the short. Thank you very much and all the very best.